Mr. Wilson believes that he's made direct payments, though my client maintains these direct payments have never been received by her.
I'm pretty much trying to keep my head above water now and, just trying to live day to day. I'm trying to take care of my mother. I'm trying to handle my personal life myself.
Regarding the current support, there's an agreement that Dad's income is gross of $5,600. He's paying $78 a month on the health care. So the net would be $5,355.02. Mom is getting $957 from SSDI because of Dad. So I calculate the guideline amount at $1,071. So I would be asking the court to set current child support after giving Dad the credit for the SSDI stipend at $147.40. And then the court should have a FINA that I sent to the coordinator about a half hour ago. So that's the arrears that we show, Your Honor. I think it's good. So I'd ask the court to confirm the arrears that's on the FINA. My understanding is that Dad would like credit for some of the stipends that have been paid to Mom through SSDI. So Dad would be asking for an offset based on those.
Ms. Chopper, you didn't miss anything as far as what as soon as Mr. Diamond saw you leave, he stopped. Anything else, Mr. Diamond?
No, I just asked the court to confirm the arrears that's on the FINA and make a decision about whether or not a credit for the stipend would be appropriate, and we'll do accordingly based on what the court rules.
All right, then. Ms. Chopper, what are you requesting on behalf of your client? Ms. Chopper, it's my understanding that under the law, I'm supposed to give him credit for anything Mom received under SSDI. So, I'm not, unless you're claiming that's something different, or that's her SSDI or something. Just go ahead and tell the court what you understand the circumstances to be and what you're requesting, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. It is our understanding as well as the SSDI is able to be taken away as part of the child support. And so we're fine with confirming everything in that aspect. We also asked the court to affirm the arrearages as well. And our position is we understand that Mr. Wilson believes that he's made direct payments, though my client maintains these direct payments have never been received by her. And she's asking that Mr. Wilson prove that these payments were made to her and what format they were made and what they were for, as she has never received anything outside of the SSDI since 2011 when the original orders went into place.
All right, then, Ms. Chavez, I understand you're claiming that you don't have any problem with the SSDI credits, but you're saying that the father claims that there are other direct payments that he should get credit for, correct?
Correct. And also the SSDI does not cover what his guideline child support would be. So there's
right, I understand that. We always do the difference. That's not a problem. But I was just trying to make sure that I was thinking that the direct payment credit he was requesting was all the SSDI. This has something separate. And does anybody know when the last time there was last time the child support was modified in this case? If there was ever a modification since the original order?
I don't believe there has been, Your Honor.
Okay. So we can go back and say, okay, anything that happened since the last order, then we can take up. So anyway, and again, Mr. Wilson, at this time, I don't let pro se litigants make opening. You'll be able to make a closing argument, but I see what we're looking at here. And Ms. Chopper is asking if you're asking for any type of direct payment credit, that you'll have to produce evidence that either by electronic receipts or something that shows that that those payments were made and that the mother actually did receive those and they were for child support. So again, that burden would fall upon you, sir, as your own legal representative. But if you got proof, you got proof. If you don't, you don't. Well, and we'll see what you have. Anyway, at this time, Ms. Henry and Mr. Wilson, both please raise your right hands, please. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you?
I do.
I do.
All right, thank you both very much. I'm gonna go ahead and let the state call you both as witnesses. Ma'am, you can put your hand down. And Mr. Wilson, again, at the end of the hearing, if there's a closing statement or closing argument you wish to make, or if you wish to, I don't think, Mr. Wilson, you don't have any witnesses here on your behalf today, do you, sir?
No, sir. No.
All right, and so you're your own legal rep, so I just want to make sure. Anyway, I'll go ahead and let the state call you both as individual witnesses, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.
So, Your Honor, I'd like to begin by offering what's been marked as States 1. It's a financial exhibit, and the court should have this. The party's been emailed, but I can also share a screen if the court would like.
I've got the original here. Folks, this is State's Exhibit number 1 that shows what funds have been paid through the State Disbursement Unit and what's the official record of the state of Texas as far as what child support has been paid and not paid in this case. Is there any legal reason I should not be allowed to allow this in evidence at this time? And I'll start with Ms. Chop. Any objection, ma'am?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, any legal reason this shouldn't come in evidence, sir?
No, sir, no objection.
All right, State's once admitted. You may proceed, Mr. Diamond.
Call John Wilson, Your Honor.
That's Sam.
Will you state your full name, sir?
John Mark Wilson.
Hey, were you able to listen to my opening statement of the court, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything that needs to be corrected in that?
No, sir.
Okay. So, in my understanding, Mr. Wilson, you're asking the court not to order any child support on top of the stipend that your son's mother is receiving. Is that correct?
Right. Not to add. Right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So, why do you believe that would be? Why do you believe that would be appropriate?
Because according to your guidelines, her SSDI is actually what my child support amount would be according to your guidelines and your website. And I make $5,600 a month, like me and you discussed before. And then as far as in my mind, that I shouldn't have to pay no more child support because it covers what my child support currently is, which is $444, which I know it's going to go up. But I did file for a reconsideration back in 2017. Somehow the case got dropped. I asked for.
Hey, sir, you're getting way beyond the question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're telling the whole question. And here's the deal, sir. The state is doing calculations based on what your income is right now. And
right.
Whatever that child support is, whatever that comes out to be, that should be your child support amount. And if it's covered by the SSDI, then that's fine. And then it's
okay.
Zero. But if it's not, if you make enough with it, that and I think the state is telling the court that the state's official calculations here in court today, not what you did on the website,
right?
You'd have to pay an additional $147 on top of the SSDI to make up the difference. So I'll let the state elaborate on that and ask you further questions at this time, sir. Thank you.
I apologize.
Yeah,
okay,
so we'll cover what's owed in a minute, Mr. Wilson, but let's just talk about what you get paid going forward.
Okay.
All right. So you're a disabled veteran, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You asked the court to consider that when deciding whether or not to assess court costs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of a hardship would it be for you to have to pay the additional $147?
I'm pretty much trying to keep my head above water now. As far as I got a home. I know it's none of y'all concerned, but I also got to take care of my mother, and just trying to live day to day.
What type of issues does your mother face?
She lives by herself, and I have pretty much on her caretaker, and she really doesn't have that much income to even buy her own groceries. So stuff like that. And I have an all right life, and whatever, but as far as taking care of my mother, that would cost a lot.
So about how much a month of your income do you spend caring for your mother?
I would say about $300-400. As far as helping her pay her light bill and also her groceries and taking her to the doctor. I'm in the process of now trying to get her assistance from the VA with me and my father. So my father was in the military also. So that's I know that's not concerning you guys, but that's my whole situation.
Okay. Are there any other hardships that the court ought to take into consideration?
No, sir. That's it.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about the money looking back about what's owed. So you heard the court admitted the pay record. So I show $36,501.06 as of May 31st is what my records show that should be owed. What do you think that number should be?
I think that number should actually be zero. My reason for that is back in 2017, like I was trying to address earlier.
Okay, sir. One question at a time. Okay, he'll ask you why you think that, but you answered the question already. Sorry.
How long has a stipend been getting paid to your child's mother?
Since 2012.
And do you know what the stipend was back in 2012?
well, back in 2012, I had 2 other kids up under me, so she was receiving about 200 to 300. I think it was about $300.
Okay, so the stipend was less than the child support that was ordered, though. Is that correct?
Right, and I was sending in 444 if you look at the records.
I think that does, Your Honor. I'll pass the witness.
All right, sir, I'm gonna be back in a few minutes, and but I want to hear everything else so I can see what mom's agreeing to and not agreeing to, and then we can come back and let you elaborate on what you need to, sir. But
Yes,
this
sir.
time, I'm gonna go ahead and allow you as a witness to Ms. Chapa. Ms. Chapa, you're a witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wilson. Do you know how much money it costs monthly for Silas, the support of Silas?
I could give a rough estimate. Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me ask you this. Is Silas on his way to be with you right now?
Yes, ma'am.
How long is he going to stay with you this summer?
2 weeks.
Okay. And about how much do your expenses go up whenever Silas comes to the house?
As far as home expenses, it goes up about $200 because I take them grocery shopping. I'm letting them buy whatever you want for those 2 weeks, and then I'll take them school shopping for some clothes and stuff like that.
Okay.
Before he goes back
And
to tennis shoes or whatever he wants.
have you ever submitted any of these receipts or anything like that to mom?
No.
Showing
No.
the costs? No.
I don't even. That's for him. That's not. No, that's just for him. That's what I do for him.
Okay. Okay. So you do that separately for Silas. Okay. And why do you, so you understand that guideline support is based off of an equation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the amount of 1071 minus the SSI would be too difficult for you to cover?
So you want? I'm not
The-
understanding the question.
Oh, so 1071 would be guideline support based on your 5,600 earnings, but we're accounting for the 957 that she gets for SSI. So I'm saying that that difference, the 100, and I'm sorry, I'm really bad at math, with little, without a calculator, the additional money you would not be able to cover.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to cover it, but it would cause a strain on me. I like I said, I'm trying to take care of my mother. And I'm trying to handle my personal life myself. I mean, you got $172, $100 whatever dollars. It wouldn't kill me, but it would hurt me. It would throw me off. I would probably have to.
Okay, sir. Again,
Yeah.
I don't need to keep interrupting.
Sorry, I
But you've
apologize.
answered the question, sir. I got it. Thank you. Next question, Ms.
Thank
Chapa.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Isn't Silas also a part of one of your personal life as well, though?
Yes, ma'am. I totally agree with that.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, anything on redirect, Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Wilson, like I said, I'm gonna come back to you in just a moment, but I'm gonna go ahead and let the state call the next witness and see what I'm looking at mathematically before we get some more testimony from you, sir. You may proceed at this time, Mr. Diamond. Thank you.
Ms. Henry, will you state your full name, please?
Juanisha Henry.
And were you able to listen to my statement to the court, Ms. Henry?
Yes, sir.
Anything that needs to be corrected?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. The big question I'm asking, the 5,600 is the starting point for calculating Mr. Wilson's income, and the $78 credit for what he pays in medical support. We agree on those numbers?
If that is what you guys have, yes. Because I don't know them like verbatim.
Okay. Do you believe that, so I calculated $1,071 as being the guideline child support, and giving credit for the stipend that you receive through SSDI, $147.40 would be the difference that I would be asking Mr. Wilson to pay. You agree with that number?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe that that's appropriate?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about the arrearage. What direct payments have you received from Mr. Wilson? Okay. And you're asking the court to confirm the arrearage in the full amount of $36,501.06.
Yes.
All right. Do you believe that Mr. Wilson ought to get credit for some of the SSDI stipends that you've received against that number?
Yes,
Okay. What sort of credit do you believe that he? So I'm just to be clear, I'm talking about from the money that's owed looking back, not about what he's going to have to pay going forward. So I'll ask that again. You believe he ought to be given a credit for some of the stipends you've received against that $35,000 that he owes you?
yes.
What sort of credit do you believe he ought to be given?
This Diamond, you have to go down that path. It's the law's clear on that one. I gotta give him 100%. So so I need right now. I don't know what those amounts are looking at. That may be coming from her attorney and not from her. So you can move on from that line, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll pass away this, Your Honor.
All right, then. Thank you, Mr. Diamond. Ms. Chopper, your witness.
No questions for Ms. Henry.
All right, before I get into anything as far as what Dad is going to request at this point, has anyone done the math on what the exact amount that Mom has received from Social Security disability for the child since she started getting it?
Your Honor, the documents I have are patchy. I think back in 2000, I have some numbers from back in 2012, but I don't know that I have it changes every year, and I don't have documentation year to year.
No one got a copy from Social Security what monies have been paid directly for the child's benefit?
If you give me just a.
Yes, sir. Do you have a copy
No,
of
Your
those?
Honor.
Mr. Wilson,
You talking to me, Judge?
do you have anything official from Social Security showing what has been sent to the mom for the benefit of this child during the all time frame, sir?
Yes, sir. I've turned it in. I've emailed it to the court.
Okay. And that came from Social Security?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Chopper, do you have a copy of that readout?
I do not, Your Honor, but I can confirm that since January of 2023, she has been receiving 957. That was the new amount, but
Right.
that's January of 2023. Anything before that, we would need documentation.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna, okay, right now, I don't think I can finish this one up without getting that documentation for Social Security. But right now, I'm looking at a $30,000 judgment that will probably definitely be reduced, but by how much? Because right now, the financial activity report I have in this case, Mr. Wilson, includes 6% interest over all these years. And what I need to do is get a readout from Social Security when we can plug in those payments as they were made in your behalf, sir. And that way I can give you full credit for those payments as they were made and not hit it with the 6% interest going forward. Right now, if I just did a total amount that she received and hit it as of today's date, you'll still be stuck with the interest on all those funds. So, Mr. Diamond, are you showing the paperwork that Mr. Wilson's saying he forwarded out to y'all? I guess showing what because I get readouts from Social Security all the time, and I'm pretty sure they kept accurate records on what was sent. Do you have a copy of what they say they paid out since what was 2012?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm working on that, Your Honor. We've got the virtual case file is voluminous, Your Honor, and
okay. Mr.
I'm
Wilson,
trying to sort through it.
Do you have that available right now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there any way, do you have that as a PDF on your computer?
I have it. I emailed to the child support office. I can forward the email to you if I can. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. I'll tell you what. Oh, okay. My assistant says she's also got it. I'll tell you what. Could you go ahead and Belinda, bring that in and CC a copy of it to Ms. Chopper, please, and Mr. Diamond. That way they'll have it up on top. All right, while we're waiting for that, Mr. Wilson, do you have? You say you also you're requesting direct payment credits. What documentation do you have that shows that you made direct payments to the mother for the purpose of child support, sir?
Oh, with the child support, as far as from that's what I'm trying to explain. From 2012 up until 2017, I was sending in 444 dual money order.
Yeah, I see that, sir. That's right. On here.
Now, after 2017, no, sir, I stopped paying because she was receiving. So, because when 2017, my two daughters graduated in 2016. So she started receiving the whole Social Security check, which was at that time, let's say $780 something.
Yeah, so every year since then there's been a COLA update for that. So okay, I see what you're getting at, sir. I got it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. You know, the judge was a finance major in college. I get it.
So you're following the numbers, right, sir? Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
well, I haven't had to use it. My dad paid for that, paid all that money for those the degrees in undergraduate and graduate school, and I rarely get a chance to use what he paid for. So
It's gonna pay off today.
anyway, what I'm going to need, like I said, I'll have the my assistants forwarding this out. So
Your Honor, so I have an award letter, but this is from back in 2012. So
Yeah.
it doesn't show any kind of revision since then.
I haven't been this in evidence, folks. I'm just trying to see what it is right quick. And
Oh, you know what?
all right, yeah, it looks like there's a form of some of a readout that that he sent over to us, and I need, like I said, have you. Obviously, I'm going to need both of y'all to take a look at it. Then Mr. Diamond plug in the appropriate amounts, which means you have to send this all back to y'all's finance to get it done. And then, of course, Ms. Chopper, you'll have the opportunity to put it into an Excel if you, someone in, or if you need to get someone in your office to do it for you, get that set up where we can see what we're looking at going forward. But I don't think we're going to get through here today, folks.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree. Is there any way that we can get another date so that we can reconvene after we have these numbers?
Yes, ma'am. My problem is that I don't, my special settings, I would like to do this as a special setting. That way y'all the only one I have at that time and they want to sit around all day. But I'm gonna go ahead and reset this matter for 1:30 p.m. next Friday. And I will go ahead and send out the Zoom code. You're gonna be the only thing I hear at that time. Obviously by then, Ms. Chopper will have the opportunity to go over that and do her own figures if she needs to. Here's the deal, Mr. Diamond, as soon as y'all run those figures and get a new readout as far as the financial activity form report is concerned, please forward a copy of that to both Ms. Chopper and Mr. Wilson, please. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anyway, folks, again, I'll go ahead and take the rest of this up next Friday on at 1:30 p.m. Is there anything else I need to do today that as far as this matter is concerned? And and Mr. Wilson, you got to pay the difference, sir. I'm sorry. There's just no way around that.
Yeah, that's what I was actually. That was what my question was going to be.
Yeah, I gotta order the difference, sir. It's technically owed, and you know, luckily you got some SSDI coming in. I understand. I would love to say before my mother passed away, I took care of her. But thanks to Dad setting up all those annuities, she made more money than I did. Judge. So yeah. So somebody asked me, "Is your mom okay?" I said, "She makes more money than I do." So that worked. So anyway, I'll see everybody next Friday, and I'll go ahead and get that Zoom code at this point. Anything else, Ms. Chapel, that we need on your side, ma'am?
Nothing further on our side, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor.
And we're off the record, guys. Thank you.